Russia claims 600-plus HIMARS kills, blowing its credibility to bits during its daily briefings on the war in Ukraine. The Russian Ministry of Defense MOD provides updates on how much foreign weaponry its troops destroyed in the past 24 hours. Normally, the country of origin, type and specifications of each weapon are noted. Videos and transcripts of the briefings are published on the Russian MOD Telegram channel. Polygraph.info collected the data from the briefings for the month of October to check total number of US-provided HIMARS rockets and launchers the ministry destroyed. The total does not include rockets reported as intercepted. The US-provided HIMARS has been widely credited as a game-changer in the war, providing Ukraine with the ability to strike ammo and fuel depots behind Russian lines. Since the HIMARS units arrived, Ukraine forces have recaptured big swaths of territory. As we checked Russia's accounting, something seemed amiss. Based on 31 briefings reviewed, the Defense Ministry claimed that at least 600 HIMARS rockets, 6 HIMARS launchers, and 3 ammunition depots with HIMARS rockets were destroyed. We're judging that total is unsubstantiated for the reasons below, plus the fact that the ministry did not offer photographs of debris or any other forensic evidence to support its various counts. Polygraph.info asked Washington, D.C., think tank Institute for the Study of War (ISW) to assess the count of HIMARS destruction claimed by the ministry. The institute has been scrupulously monitoring the war and filing reports almost daily. The ISW's Russia analyst Carolina Hurd responded, ISW cannot confirm specific counts of Ukrainian equipment destroyed by Russian forces. However, the Russian MOD does not typically provide visual evidence to corroborate these claims, and it is highly likely that the presented numbers are part of a larger effort on the part of the Russian MOD to overstate Ukrainian losses. The Russian MOD is likely falsifying data on Ukrainian losses in order to over-exaggerate Russian capabilities and present Ukrainian capabilities as increasingly degraded to damage morale. The military blog Oryx also has been fly-specking arms and materiel losses for both Ukraine and Russia. In an October 28 report headlined, Lost in Lies, keeping track of Russian propaganda claims, the site noted numerous discrepancies. Oryx wrote, arguably the most amusing of Russia's claims is the amount of HIMARS it claims to have neutralized. Despite the fact that Ukraine only received 16 HIMARS by the 1st of October 2022, Russia miraculously claims the destruction of 19 HIMARS and the capture of another by that date. To provide evidence of the destruction of 2 HIMARS, the Russian MOD released footage of a precision missile strike against the second floor of a 3-story office building, a rather unconvincing hiding place for truck-based rocket launchers. In an overall assessment of Ukraine's equipment losses published October 29, Oryx went further. With Russia meanwhile outgunned and outranged on most fronts, the biggest threat to the operations of Ukrainian HIMARS, M270 and Western donated tube artillery does not appear to be the destruction by Russian counter-battery fire or loitering munitions, but rather a lack of ammunition and barrel wear as a result of continued operations. And despite claiming the destruction of 20 HIMARS launchers, Russia has brought forward no evidence that supports the destruction of even a single HIMARS. Iran is preparing to send additional weapons including ballistic missiles to Russia to use in Ukraine. Iran is preparing to send approximately 1,000 additional weapons, including surface-to-surface short-range ballistic missiles and more attack drones, to Russia to use in its war against Ukraine, officials from a Western country that closely monitors Iran's weapons program told CNN. The shipment is being closely monitored because it would be the first instance of Iran sending advanced precision-guided missiles to Russia, which could give the Kremlin a substantial boost on the battlefield. The last shipment of weapons from Iran to Russia included about 450 drones, officials said, which the Russians have already used to deadly effect in Ukraine. Ukrainian officials said last week that they have shot down more than 300 Iranian drones. This new expected shipment would mark a significant increase in Iranian support to Russia's war effort. While the precise timing of when the shipment will arrive in Russia is unclear, officials believe the weapons will definitely be delivered before the end of the year. Drones have played a significant role in the conflict since Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in late February, but their use has increased since the summer, when the United States and Kyiv say Moscow acquired drones from Iran. In recent weeks, these Iranian drones have been used to target critical energy infrastructure in Ukraine. The Iranian drones are known as a loitering munition because they are capable of circling for some time in an area identified as a potential target and only striking once an enemy asset is identified. They are small, portable and can be easily launched, but their main advantage is that they are hard to detect and can be fired from a distance. The US has also alleged that Iran has sent military personnel to Crimea to assist Russian drone attacks on Ukrainian targets. Sending further Iranian weaponry to Russia is a move that will likely cause relations with the US to further deteriorate. On Monday, the US envoy to Iran Rob Malley said the Biden administration is not going to waste our time on talks to revive the nuclear deal if nothing's going to happen. Tehran's support for Russia in the Ukraine war and its crackdown on nationwide protests prompted by the death of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini in September have prompted the US to impose further sanctions on Iran. Earlier this month, John Kirby, the communications coordinator at the National Security Council, said the presence of Iranian personnel was evidence of Tehran's direct engagement in the conflict. We can confirm that Russian military personnel that are based in Crimea have been piloting Iranian UAVs, using them to conduct strikes across Ukraine, including strikes against Kyiv, Kirby said, referring to unmanned aerial vehicles. Malley spoke out strongly against Iran supplying the drones on Monday. We know that those drones have been used to target civilians and civilian infrastructure. And we know that Iran, in the face of all of this evidence, keeps lying and denying that it's happening, Malley said. Massive attack. Ukraine says targeted by more than 50 missiles from Russia. The Ukrainian capital of Kyiv was rocked by a series of blasts on Monday, resulting in widespread blackouts. Witnesses in Kyiv told Reuters that the city was attacked with 5 to 7 missile strikes, amid similar reports from places in northern, eastern and central parts of the country. In the past few weeks, the Russian forces have increased the intensity of their attacks. Missile attacks have become quite common, and they have been targeting various parts of Ukraine after the Defense Ministry blamed the resistance forces for causing damage to a key bridge in Crimea. According to witness accounts reported by AFP, smoke could be seen rising from various affected buildings in the country's capital, and it resulted in blackouts across Kyiv. The mayor Vitaly Klitschko posted on Telegram that the blasts knocked out electricity and water in parts of Kyiv. An area of Kyiv is without electricity and certain areas without water following Russian strikes. The tensions between the two countries were stoked once again after Ukraine was blamed of conducting a drone strike on the Russian fleet on the